What's up, everyone? Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. This video is going to be about my son, Jacob Macker, and Haley Nice, and their visit to my residence. Now, at this time, back in October of 2021, I had my son's number blocked. I hadn't talked to him probably close to a year because he broke some stuff at my father's house, my father's house, and I asked him about it, and he gave me some BS excuse, and I called him out, and he got mouthy, and I blocked him. And I hadn't talked to him in a very long time. And when this all went down and when it's investigated, they'll see that I posted some videos to my Facebook talking about the importance and significance of astrological symbolism and personal disposition and stuff like that, because I was into it heavy at that time because of Haley Nice, or not Haley Nice, but Desiree birth and death date were the very same as Gabby Petito's birth and death date. And because of the synchronicities of those two events, I had been studying astrology extensively. So I posted some videos to my Facebook, and within a few days, I get a call from an unknown West Virginia phone number. And it's my son, Jacob. And I'm like, who is this? He's like, it's your son. You have me blocked. And he was all excited for me to meet his brand new girlfriend, Haley. And I was like, it's my kid. Of course I'm going to forgive him for whatever, being a punk, really, essentially. And so I was like, yeah, sure, come on, And first thing is that she wanted, the first thing was Haley wanted her birth chart ran, which at that moment I didn't think anything of it. I did it, and I did a composite with the two of them to see how their new relationship was. And not long after that, I did that, and she planted that seed. And then after that, Haley wanted cocaine. She wanted drugs. And Jacob was asking me to get them cocaine. And and the reason they were asking that, because they asked once, and I ended up, against my better judgment, but my kid's over 21 at this time, he's gonna, so I was like, I figured I would help him. I set it up so they could get it, and it really didn't even touch my hands. So that's the reason because it is now my firm belief that, and it has been for a long time, that, Haley was involved and hired by Volusia County law enforcement. They had this unlawful investigation, and that's why they were wanting it. They were in town wanting the drugs because they were hoping to get me caught up with the drug charge. And the one time I did help them, it didn't even touch my hands. So I just set them up with somebody that I knew because I was clean. I wasn't dealing with anything like that, and I've been clean for the longest. For the most part, I'm 100% clean now, besides my prescription. But on felony probation. So, and I will continue to be for the remainder of my probation for a fact. Now, with all that, I set them up the one time, and then they wanted it again, and I was like, no. I said no to it, and he asked, and I kind of begged me, and I put my foot down. I said no. I feel bad I even did it in the first place. No. Well, that night I remember talking to Jacob, and he said that Haley was crying. And I believe the reason she was crying that night and was like on the phone with her mom or whoever supposedly was because she was going to get paid to get me set up and caught up in the dope that they wanted. Because it turned out just a couple weeks later, when I ran Haley's birth information in a composite chart calculator with my birth information, it was a mathematical equation. And 6 months later, when after a lot of digging, I discovered Haley's actual birthday is, from what I found, which was hard to find her birthday. It was obvious her records were covered. From my limited experience investigating that type of stuff, it looks like they were covered up. And she was born October 1st, not the 15th. So the whole thing was a lie. She was in town celebrating her birthday on the 15th, here from the 9th to the 16th, but yet she was born on October 1st, from what I've learned. And, at this point, initially, I thought Jacob was not complicit, in all of this. Now, taking everything into consideration, understanding I didn't talk to him for a year previous, haven't really talked to him since, and he still claimed to my family members that was his girlfriend. I have to believe, unfortunately, and it hurts to say this, but I believe my son was complicit. I believe he was infected by his mother. I sent him a text message just this morning, if it was the right number, I believe I have his correct number, telling him that when this all does shake out, and it will eventually, I'll do what I can to protect him if he was involved, which I believe he probably was. I hope I'm wrong. you know, if I'm able to. So, and I will, just because it really, you know, he was caught up, even though he's over 21. You're talking about Jackie is domineering. She is a micromanager. She's like a super hard worker and psycho. Like, you know, puts on the image of the white picket fence and has the nice house for it now too, and it looks all pretty, but it's dog crap salad on the inside. You know what I mean? It's just broken, and it's almost not even his fault when you're manipulated by your mother the way, like, she can put you in a trance. She had it on me I was about the same age when I left her. She went out of town for 2 weeks on a work trip, and I felt this just weight off of my shoulders. I was just like relieved. I was like, oh my God. That's when I knew the relationship was over. She came back from her trip, and I was like, we are done. Like, at least for now, we're done. And she's tried to pressure me and say, well, you know, if we're done, then I want a divorce, thinking that, you know, to get her way. And I knew I could have took her to the cleaners. I was Mr. Mom. I cared for the kids. She was into her work. You know, I changed all the diapers. I was the mommy. I was her bitch, basically. And I signed all of her papers, gave her everything, and hoped to build a good relationship for our children, which obviously never materialized, and it was the exact opposite of that. But so I just want to point that out about Jacob and Haley and include that, so it's all documented. And, you know, hopefully when this all goes down, my son won't be punished for, if he was involved, and hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully he'll kind of get out of this and not be involved, you know. So we'll see. As of right now, it's just my dream that I just, you know, of justice. I dream for justice, so I like that. It sounds good. I dream for justice. All right, y'all have a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.